Conservative firebrand Ann Coulter got a rise out of leftist progressives, globalists, and open borders proponents after she referred to children crying at the border after being separated from parents as child actors. In an appearance on Fox News, Coulter encouraged President Donald Trump to not fall for the child actors as the mainstream media manufactured outrage whips the masses into hysteria. That hysterical frenzy is creating pressure on lawmakers who in turn are pressuring President Trump to end his zero-tolerance policy at the border, which has resulted in parents being separated from their children so that they face immediate deportation. Coulter stated on The Next Revolution with Steve Hilton, "I would also say one other thing, these child actors weeping and crying on all the other networks 24/7 right now, do not fall for it, Mr. President. I get very nervous about the president getting his news from TV. Ann Coulter on Fox News calls crying immigrant children child actors and looks directly into the camera to warn Trump not to fall for it." Pic.twitter.com John Levine, @LevineJonathan, June 18, 2018 trending. McCain's deathbed secret just came out about what he did to men he was in captivity with. Coulter's controversial commentary stems from a video released from left-leaning news publication ProPublica. In a story designed to garner sympathy and may certainly be a small portion of what is happening, it is far from the whole story. ProPublica states, the desperate sobbing of 10 Central American children, separated from their parents one day last week by immigration authorities at the border, makes for excruciating listening. Many of them sound like they're crying so hard, they can barely breathe. They scream "Mommy" and "Papa" over and over again, as if those are the only words they know. What ProPublica and others like them fail to grasp is that U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents are not creating this situation. These parents and accompanying adults are by putting these children in these dangerous situations in the first place. As a nation, America has a right to protect her borders. The New Yorker and the Daily Caller show additional details ProPublica and many other left-leaning mainstream media and leftist progressives conveniently forgot, and why Coulter referred to these children as child actors in the first place. A recent story in The New Yorker argues the children filmed at the border are acting and describes the children as giving scripted responses and being coached. Coulter states, a New Yorker article, "The New Yorker is not a conservative publication. They describe how these kids are being coached. They're given scripts to read by liberals, according to The New Yorker. Don't fall for the actor children." While it is unclear exactly which New Yorker article Coulter was referring to, a New York Times report published last month cited officials speaking of migrant children being coached on what to say in order to be granted asylum, as a defense of the administration's recently implemented zero-tolerance policy. The Daily Caller reveals additional details into that claim, reporting, illegal immigrants are increasingly posing with children who are not their own in order to try to gain expedited entry to the U.S. As multiple sources tell the Daily Caller. A law enforcement source directly involved in apprehension told the Daily Caller officers are increasingly encountering family units of adult males with children of various ages. When law enforcement attempts to debrief the adult males with children, they often cannot answer even the most basic questions about their supposed children. The children also rarely appear to know details of their apparent fathers. The law enforcement source cast doubt on the asylum claims that many of the illegal immigrants appear to parrot, pointing out that the vast majority of those detained are actively trying to evade authorities. Only upon their detention do they offer the exact same credible fear of returning home, most of whom say the phrase in the exact same scripted way. The scripted manner of answer indicates to authorities that these illegal immigrants have been coached by human trafficking organizations. A Department of Homeland Security official confirmed the widespread practice. That official lamented that DHS currently does not keep track of the specific number of adult males posing as parents. DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen offered a glimpse into the problem Monday morning. From October 2017 to this February, we have seen a staggering 315% increase in illegal aliens fraudulently using children to pose as family units to gain entry into the country, Nielsen revealed. A DHS spokesman explained to TED how this statistic was derived, noting that there were 46 documented cases of fraud in fiscal year 2017 with 119 cases in fiscal year 2018 alone, which predates the current crisis on the border. Caretakers on the ground have seen the same phenomenon, with Sister Norma Pimentel, who works at a children's shelter in South Texas, telling the Los Angeles Times, "One thing we have seen a lot of are people coming with children who are not theirs." A law enforcement source also described a number of troubling encounters with illegal immigrants of Mexican nationals posing as citizens from other non-contiguous countries in order to stymie authorities and deter deportation. The Washington Examiner concurred, reporting, U.S. Customs and Border Protection said Tuesday that 301 children who arrived at the U.S. Mexico border with an accompanying adult from October 2017 to April 2018 were found to have no relation to the adult who posed as their parent or guardian. 90 of those cases came from Rio Grande Valley sector, 180 aliens out of that specific sector that were affected specifically with fraud, Brian Hastings, CBP's lead field coordinator, told reporters during a conference call Tuesday. Despite all of this, the current Trump administration is receiving a significant amount of backlash from left and right alike over its zero-tolerance policy, which requires every person apprehended illegally crossing the border to face prosecution.